Hello, this is Sabika Syed and welcome to ThePrint Headlines. Indian government dismisses reports of fuel shortages as misinformation, asserts that India has about 60 days of fuel stock available. The Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas has said petrol pumps across the country are adequately stocked and functioning normally. It also warned against panic buying triggered by false reports. Officials stress that there is no rationing of petrol, diesel, or LPG. Senior Congress leader Sonia Gandhis is responding well to treatment for systemic infection and remains under observation at Sir Gangaram Hospital. She was admitted on March 24 and is currently being treated with antibiotics. Doctors have said her condition is stable and improving steadily. She is likely to remain in the hospital for a few more days as a precaution. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar is in France for the G7 foreign ministers meeting. The West Asia crisis and the Strait of Hormuz situation will top the agenda. India has been invited as a partner country by France, and discussions will focus on de-escalation and securing maritime routes. Pakistan confirms role in U.S Iran indirect talks. Pakistan has confirmed that indirect negotiations between the United States and Iran are currently underway, with Islamabad acting as an intermediary. Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar said messages are being relayed between the two sides as part of efforts to end the conflict. He added that multiple countries, including Turkey and Egypt, are supporting the initiative. Dar also dismissed speculation around formal peace talks, calling such characterizations unnecessary. Iran says it is reviewing a US ceasefire proposal but has not entered into any negotiations with Washington. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said that while no dialogue has taken place, messages have been exchanged through intermediaries. He reiterated that Tehran has no intention of holding direct talks to end the conflict. This contradicts US claims of ongoing engagement. US President Donald Trump has claimed that Iran is secretly negotiating and desperate to reach a deal. He suggested that Tehran is publicly denying talks because its negotiators fear backlash at home. Speaking at a Republican dinner, Trump said Iranian officials are afraid of being killed by their own side. He also added they fear US retaliation. Iran rejected Trump's assertion that Washington and Tehran had held productive conversations leading to a pause in US strikes. The Iranian foreign minister said the remarks were aimed at lowering global energy prices and buying time for military planning. State-linked outlets reported that no direct or indirect negotiations had taken place. Iran also warned that any US attack on its energy infrastructure would trigger regional retaliation. Iran allows India and a few other friendly nations to use the Strait of Hormuz for commercial shipping. The move comes amid heightened tensions and partial restrictions in the strategic waterway. The strait handles nearly 20% of global oil and LNG flows, making it critical for global energy markets. Oil and gas prices have surged following disruptions in the region. Iran's parliament is working on a bill to impose fees on ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz. The move is seen as an attempt to formalize control over the crucial shipping lane. Reports suggest some vessels are already paying in Chinese yuan to pass. Analysts describe this as a potential toll booth system with major global implications. Iran has told intermediaries that Lebanon must be included in any ceasefire agreement with the US and Israel. Sources say Tehran is linking an end to the war with a halt to Israeli operations against Hezbollah. Iranian officials have stressed that any deal must cover all resistance groups in the region. The demand complicates ongoing diplomatic efforts. Israel's Defense Minister Israel Katz said an airstrike killed Ali Reza Tansgiri, a senior commander of Iran's Revolutionary Guards Navy. The strike reportedly also killed other high-ranking officers. Iran has not officially confirmed the killing so far. A US appeals court has ruled that the government can continue detaining immigrants without granting them bond hearings. The ruling overturned a lower court order that had required bond hearings for certain detainees, including a Mexican national arrested for lacking legal documents. Historically, a bond was often granted to those without criminal records who were not considered flight risks. US President Donald Trump will visit China on May 14 and 15 for a summit with President Xi Jinping. The trip had been postponed due to the Iran conflict. The White House has said the war timeline is still estimated at 4 to 6 weeks. The visit is expected to focus on key geopolitical and economic issues. Kim Jong-un and Alexander Lukashenko signed a friendship and cooperation treaty in Pyongyang. The agreement comes amid both nations facing Western sanctions and criticism over human rights. The two leaders had met earlier last year in China. Their growing ties are being closely watched globally. A Nepali panel has recommended prosecuting former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli over violence during anti-corruption protests. The report accuses him of negligence in failing to prevent multiple deaths. An Air India A350 aircraft en route to London Heathrow returned to Delhi after a technical issue mid-flight. The plane had been airborne for nearly 7 hours before turning back. The same aircraft had earlier faced a technical issue on March 15 when it was diverted to Shannon in Ireland. The repeated incidents have raised concerns about aircraft reliability. Rajkumar Rao and Sanya Malhotra's dark comedy Toaster will release on Netflix on April 15. The film marks the first production under Rao and Patralekha's banner. It is directed by Vivek Das Chaudhary. The film features a strong ensemble cast in key roles. The new adaptation of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone has unveiled its first trailer. The series introduces a new cast and reimagined characters for a fresh generation. It is set to premiere on Christmas 2026. The footage traces Harry's journey from the Dursleys to Hogwarts. Filmmaker Vivek Agnihotri and producer Bhushan Kumar have joined hands for a new film titled Operation Sindoor. The project is based on the book Operation Sindoor, the untold story of India's deep strikes inside Pakistan by Lieutenant General KJS Dhillon. Veteran Malayalam actor EA Rajendran passed away at the age of 71. The actor had been battling age-related ailments for a considerable period and was undergoing treatment. He was celebrated for his versatile roles in cinema and theatre. That's all we have for you today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest.